Good morning and blessings. Welcome to Withinspiration. My name is Elizabeth, and I am on day 6 of a 10-day video challenge. And I want to thank you, each of you, for the gift of your presence and for your support and walking with me. It has been a very, truly amazing journey being on camera. Just this morning, I'm on take 7 at least, because I'm just waking up here and I'm in my tiny house and it's a rainy day here in North Idaho, and I could declare a jammy day today. That's what it feels like when the weather's like this. But instead, I'm going to share a little bit. And I realized through this journey, I've been waiting the right moment to share about an experience that I had back in 1985, 86, when I was at the cabin in the woods, and I shared a little bit in earlier videos. A friend and myself decided that we were going to make a journey to Spokane, and that was a big thing for me because chopping wood and carrying water was my primary duty, and I didn't get out much. So we went to Spokane and we were guided to this music store downtown, and I love to drum. So I was really experiencing all the drums that were in the store. It was a global music store. And as I turned, I looked, and there was this beautiful harp. She was only like a little bit taller than a lap harp, but she was there, just gorgeous rosewood. And I just was drawn to her like a tractor beam. And I said, wait a minute. And I went over and I just looked at her, and I knelt down and I put that harp against my heart and began to play. But in that moment, what happened for me was as if I was enfolded in light. It wasn't light that I could see, but it was light. It was a light that was so peace-filled. And as I was playing, I was enfolded in this light that took me to a place of timelessness. I could observe and hear myself playing this harp, and I was just being with it. I don't even know how much time passed, but when it was done, I was stunned. I was in awe at my experience. I've never had an experience with an instrument like that before. So I went up to the man that was at the desk, and he asked me, he goes, how long have you been playing the harp? And I just looked at him like, well, how long have I been in the store? Because this is how long. And I was just looking at my friend, and I said, I don't know what just happened here, but I think I need to get a harp. So I went and talked to the folks, and they said, yes, absolutely, we can put this on layaway for you. So I had anchored that moment. I had anchored that connection with this beautiful harp. So time passes, and I'm making payments, and one day I get into the store, and the clerk says, oh, by the way, someone just came in and paid it in full. I said, God is running before me. This is happening. This is totally on purpose. And these are the things that happen in my life that just make me go, wow, I am really feeling the hand of God in this moment. But I didn't know even how to do anything. How to do the strings, how to change the strings, how to care for her. And I took her home, and I began my journey with her. And because I had down the road, a couple of years down the road, I had this little Volkswagen with a pop top. I had gone from the cabin, and then I bought a little trailer, and I was in the trailer for a time living on a person's land. And then I heard Spirit say, sell the trailer, and next thing I know, I had a 1972 Volkswagen van. So my four-legged, my harp Ophelia, because that's the name that came to me, and I went on a journey, a sacred journey, to see what this is all about. And I can remember just going to the campgrounds by myself and bringing my harp out on the blanket. And this one day, this woman comes up to me and she says, "Oh, you have a harp?" And I said, "Yes." And I just told her a little bit about my experience and how it was new to me. And she says, "Well, you know, I'm a harp teacher." I thought, oh my goodness, how do these things happen? So I'm out on the campground, hardly anybody here, and a music teacher comes right before me. And this is what she says. She says, I want to tell you the most important thing is to make sure that your harp is in tune. Well, I want to tell you that wisdom voice and those seeds of wisdom carried with me throughout my life. Because what I realized later, she was talking about ourself and the way we attune, the ways that we show up, the way that sometimes we can feel out of tune or feeling off. And when we connect with the divine and we put our hands on our heart and we take a deep breath and we come home within ourselves, that we're in tune. So that wisdom of the harp really carried a long way for me. But boy, I did make a point every time that I played anywhere that she was in tune, because I know that that was really important. And I wasn't sure what the harp was all about, but in my journey, I was guided back to Spokane to a workshop for conscious living, conscious dying. Another divine synchronicity was during that time I met three harpers, and all of them were music practitioners. All of them were working with their music at bedside of the dying. And that Shai, she sees something very wonderful out there, so she's going to be part of our journey together. So I meet these women and they're deeply inspiring me, because prior to my healing journey, I was working with a beautiful group of people living with AIDS, and I got to walk with them in their end of lifetime. And I realized that this harp was meant to be in service, to be able to be present to others. And I began to explore ways that I could learn more about that. And I even signed up for a music practitioner training myself. And in it, later when I did sign up, I learned that the music, the style of music that I was working with was really meant to assist others in the unwinding, in the helping to reduce pain, to help to comfort and to soothe. And so I found within my heart the inner guidance to begin to show up and to ask those beautiful men and women in my life that were living with AIDS if I could have the experience of being at bedside with them. And that's where my ministry began. That I could take and I could be at bedside, sometimes for an hour, sometimes for 2 hours, but to allow myself to connect with the instrument within me, to connect with my divine presence and the love that is within me, and to almost, my repertoire was my prayer of my heart, and allowing that sound, that vibration to just be unique and different for that individual. That was my prayer. And I got to do my prayer with my harp. And I want to say, I know many people have said this when we're volunteering or we're being present with others, that this is not just for you, this is for me. Because through that journey, that love that I was sending out was coming back to me 100-fold. So that's where I began my sacred journey with the harp. And then, of course, after that, I felt like I need to know more. I need to know more about music and how it heals. And I did my own self-journey of healing. I read many books. I went to many workshops. And I really tutored within, because I knew that through that experience, I was being guided to that harp so clearly. It was meant for me. All the divine synchronicities that happen. And through my experience with the harp, I will share with you, I had many remembrances. I felt as if I had played the harp forever. And that was a very strange thing, because people would come up to me and they would say, well, how long have you been playing? You know, how do you train? Isn't it hard to play the harp? And I said, I'm not the one to answer that question, because I don't read music. But music is in me. And the song of spirit is within me. And the song of my heart is within me. And this is my gift. These are what these beautiful harps taught me. The beautiful gift of the instrument that lives within me. And I know that it's in all of us. So many people in my life, they laugh because when I hug them, I hum. And I say I'm a hummer. And I say we're hummers. We're humming it up. We're being the hum of the divine song within us, and sharing that divine blueprint that is in each of us. Every day, we show up. We get to choose in the ways that we show up and share our heart. And so in this video, I will also take some pictures of my harp to share with you and include this in the video. I want to thank you from my heart to yours for the gift that you bring me, for allowing me to be here. Thank you for walking with me. Many of you have been so instrumental as part of my harp journey, encouraging me and loving me through it. Thank you. May this day be full of hums for you. And so it is. Have a blessed day. I love you.